Hello everyone, welcome back. This is a very quick video because I had to do a live stream just before in Portuguese, local affairs, and now I'm on the commute to work again. So we continue to assist to the systematic destruction, mass destruction of the Gaza Strip. This 5 mile by 25 piece of land where people are forced to live in many times in inhuman conditions, and now there is a blank check was passed to the Israeli forces to use as much force as they wanted, killing everyone indiscriminately. This is on top of this is like, it's being televised, it's not even being hidden, it's not being hidden the deed itself, and it's not being hidden in the speeches of the Western representatives. When we have, in two distinct moments in history, just months apart, Mrs. Ursula von der Leyen accusing the Russians of hitting civilians, and then you have the same happening in Gaza, and the EU representatives saying that this is a matter of Israeli self-defense. So it shocks you to hear doubtful stories, because there are no evidence yet, and there are a lot of news outlets and alternative media debunking the famous 40 beheaded children. It's like an autistic answer you get from this person. Look, they are killing Palestinian children, newborn. No, but look at the beheaded children. No, but this is peaceful, innocent families. Women, children, hospitalized people, they're going to be without water. No, but look at the beheaded children. Never mind that. Just look at the beheaded. Look at the savages. The word savage, the word animal. What comes to my mind when I hear this kind of environment is NSAI Germany. The NSAI environment. Us against them. A very hostile environment. A kind of a sense of supremacy that these are not human beings. And when you think of this, if you consider yourself a defender of democracy, and you think of this, it is impossible, there is no way that you cannot be unbothered by this. This, if you are a decent human, and I'm sorry to make these moral judgments, but I'm just letting out what comes to my mind when I hear politicians that represent us, supposedly leaders of the free world, and all that rhetoric that we know that it's more and more nonsense, talking only about war, only about mobilizing people for conflict, using euphemisms like the peace fund to buy weapons to war, the peace fund to war, saying that, for example, in the case of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, this is the way to achieve peace, is to exterminate. Just bear in mind that Israel gave notice to the UN that over 1 million people had to be displaced because they are going in Gaza. And I believe they're gonna shoot everything that moves. They are already doing it at a distance. When they go in, it's gonna be a complete onslaught. You, citizen of the free world, should be outraged by this. and should put your voice out there with whatever the means you have, be it using social media, reporting to your local politicians, whatever. Make noise, organizing protests. This is an act, a crime, a war crime, and it's blatantly practiced, made. It's like it's not even hidden, like I just said. This is, and when this is done in broad daylight, let's put it this way, and you don't have a huge wave of indignation, for me, it's a symptom of sickness in our democracies. That's what not democracy is about. It's the opposite of that. So I feel that, for example, that the soil is fertile now to all these governments to become openly undemocratic. I mean the Western governments, the Western so-called democracies, to become openly undemocratic. And if they would start to suppress people the old-fashioned way in Europe, I think people would not revolt. I think this is at the stage where we are at. We have gone backwards, and this transformation has been very fast, only in few years. Only in few years we start to see this, the rise of the extremist right wings, and now, because of conflicts arising in the world, everyone is suddenly a warmonger. Everyone wants to suddenly bomb Iran and a number of other countries. Everyone looks at a group of people as heroes and the other as villains in a very simplistic way. And this is not the Europe I was brought up with. Think about it. Just think about it. Go through your news outlets and make your own judgment. And there are nasty social media movements now calling for Israel to do this. And there was even one post on I don't remember, because I immediately blocked. I don't want to. I mean, some things I don't need to digest. But it was also on YouTube. I've seen videos like this. People arguing that Palestine should not be free, and that whatever it's happening to the Palestinians, it's their own fault. Because, and they try to argue with history arguments. They try to distort history to justify this. For example, saying that have been proposed since the before the creation and immediately after the creation, have been proposed to the Palestinians a creation of a Palestinian nation, two nations. And it was simply their own fault that it didn't come to fruition, the creation of these nations. Telling the story in a very distorted way. And of course, then we have, I think, people with the greatest sense of humanity that I've seen so far testifying that these horrors, they are very close to the place where this all is happening, are Israelis themselves, Jews themselves, that are not Zionists, that are not nationalist, ultra-nationalist Jews. They understand that this is wrong. And this has the 100% public support from none other than the good old USA. US of A. The beacon of democracy. The beacon of all freedoms. The savior of the free world. Okay. See you next time.